From News 19, I'm meteorologist Daniel Bonds. Here is the latest on Tropical Storm Florence. It does have winds of 65 miles per hour with gusts up to 75, moving towards the west at 7 miles per hour. It is expected to maybe become a hurricane as early as tonight or early Sunday morning, and then gain strength pretty quickly and make its way towards the southeastern coast. Now notice the cone of uncertainty does now include portions of North Carolina and South Carolina, although there is some uncertainty here, and this is a long ways out. This is Thursday morning, and this is something we're going to have to watch very closely as the storm may become a very dangerous hurricane over the next several days. The spaghetti plots, they're in pretty good consensus over the next couple of days, but notice the spread begins to increase as we go into day 4 and 5. A pretty wide spread there as far as where this thing may end up. We'll have much better information on the storm, it looks like, Monday morning as some of the upper air data gets into the models. Now, it will be entering a warm water environment here, and it'll also be entering an atmospheric environment that will be conducive to strengthening. So it probably will get stronger as it moves across the Atlantic, as the water is going to be pretty warm and the environment will be favorable for it to gain strength. So this is a storm we'll have to watch very closely. So 65 mile per hour winds, gust up to 75, moving towards the west at 7 miles per hour. It is about 835 miles southeast of Bermuda, and the next advisory will be at 5 o'clock. Now here are some of the key messages with Tropical Storm Florence. These are from the National Hurricane Center, and basically this potentially could be a dangerous major hurricane near the southeast, it looks like, by the end of next week, next work week. And interest along the East Coast should watch this thing very closely. And right now there could be large swells and rip currents along the southeast as early as this weekend. So even though the direct impacts won't be felt, potential direct impacts, for quite some time, there already will be at least some small impacts, which would include large swells and rip currents, and that's with Tropical Storm Florence. We're also watching Tropical Storm Helene. This has winds of 45 miles per hour with gusts up to 60. Now it may become a hurricane, but notice it turns more towards the north and eventually maybe towards the north and east. But there are some islands in this way, the Cape Verde Islands right there. But as you can tell, this one may not impact many people as it continues to move towards the north, at least over the next several days. We're also watching Tropical Depression number 9. Now this was in the southern portions of the Atlantic, and you can tell here it may become a hurricane and impact the Lesser Antilles. This would be Thursday morning. Tropical Depression 9 has winds of 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 45 miles per hour. If this becomes a named storm, it will be named Isaac. We're also watching this little area not too far from Bermuda. Hurricane Center gives it about a 10% chance of further development, but right now that's not the major concern. The major concern is Florence. Here's, in a sense, tropical satellite. Here's that little area the Hurricane Center is watching. Here is Florence, and then you notice our other areas down here in the tropics as well. You got Helene coming right off the coast of Africa, and you also have Tropical Depression number 9 there. But really the major thing we're watching is Florence. That's the one we're really concerned with, as it may have an impact to the southeast. So far we've gone through Helene. As we mentioned, we may have Isaac, and as we continue to make our way through hurricane season, we'll be at the peak of hurricane season, it looks like, on September 10th. So today being September 8th, you would expect this activity to be pretty high, but we'll bring you any updates on Tropical Storm Florence as needed.